Mining is one of the most important skills in Stardew Valley. It helps you unlock materials to upgrade tools and grants perks that help you to progress further and faster in both the mines and in the game itself. The mines are broken up into 3 sections of 40 floors each. Today we'll be covering everything you need to know about the mines, skull caverns, and the volcano dungeon. Before you leave the mines each day, be sure to check your TV for the daily fortune. This will give you the day's fortune ranging from very displeased to very happy, indicating whether or not you will have more monster spawns or more ladder spawns. On day 5 of spring year 1, the mines open north of the mountain lake. Upon entering the mines, you are greeted by Marlin, the Adventurer Guild's leader. Marlin gives you a rusty sword which does 2 to 5 damage against enemies. You will need the sword to fight against monsters in the mines. The monsters that spawn on floors 1 to 9 are green slimes, duggies, bugs, and rock crabs. In order to get down to deeper floors, rocks must be broken to reveal ladders. On floor 2, copper begins to spawn, which is one of the most useful resources in Stardew Valley. Upon picking up copper for the first time, Clint will show up at your house the next day and give you the crafting recipe for furnaces, which are used to smelt ores into bars. Gems can also spawn in the mines. On floors 1 to 39, amethyst, topaz, quartz, and earth crystals can be found. You can also find gem nodes which will drop a random gem if pickaxed. After reaching floor 5, you will gain access to elevators. This allows you to save progress in the mines every 5 floors. Once you reach floor 10, there's a chest with leather boots which will give 1 defense and 1 immunity. You will need these boots on floors 11 and 19 as 2 new more powerful monsters, grubs, and cave flies begin to spawn. When you reach floor 20, you get another chest. This one is a steel smallsword which does 4 to 8 damage. This is a massive upgrade from the rusty sword. Floor 20 also has a pond where the ghost fish and stonefish can be caught. Floors 21 to 29 are pretty simple. Both floor 24 and 29 have guaranteed crate spots which can drop materials such as food, gems, and resources. On floor 31, the theme of floors changes from the brown earth floors to the shadow floors, also known as the dark floors. Light levels are at a minimum on these floors, and a variety of new enemies spawn. Among these enemies are golems and bats, which hit much harder than anything else on the brown earth floors. Minecarts are one of the most important items in the game as they allow you to get coal, an extremely valuable resource needed for smelting ores into bars and a variety of crafting recipes. These minecarts are located on floors 12, 18, 28, and 38. Once you reach mining level 1, you can begin to craft your first bombs using copper and coal. These can be used to blow up multiple rocks at once. As you continue to level up, you will unlock a wider variety of bombs with a larger explosion radius. Geodes are very common on floors 31 to 39. They can be cracked open at Clint's and give various resources such as artifacts and minerals. As you maneuver the mines, there are 2 special floors that are useful to know. Infested floors are some of the toughest floors in the mines. They have no rocks and only monsters. You must defeat every single monster on the floor to get the ladder to drop. On the other hand, free ladder floors are floors where the ladder has spawned exposed to the surface. These ladders are great because you don't have to expend any energy breaking rocks to find them. Floor 12 always has a guaranteed ladder. If you happen to die in the mines, you will lose up to 5,000 G, and sometimes you will lose items from your inventory. Make sure you bring plenty of food to the mines to keep your health and energy in a safe range. Salads are a great food to take to the mines because they are reasonably priced for the health and energy that they provide. You can buy salads at the Stardrop Saloon between 12 PM and 12 AM. Before entering floor 40, it's important to upgrade your pickaxe. This can be done at Clint's for 2,000 G and 5 copper bars. Upgrading your pickaxe allows you to break rocks much easier. Without a copper pickaxe, rocks on floors 40 to 79 take 3 hits to break. But with a copper pickaxe, the same rocks only take 2 hits. This will save time and energy which are needed for progressing in the mines. On floor 40, there's a chest with a slingshot in it. This can be loaded with stone, ores, or most importantly explosive ammo, which can be bought for 300 G at the Adventurers Guild after reaching combat level 8. This ammo can explode an entire cluster of rocks at the same time and doesn't consume any energy. On floor 41, iron begins to spawn, which is needed for many upgrades and crafting recipes. 2 new gems, jade and aquamarine, begin to spawn as well. Floor 41 also means new enemies: frost jellies, frost bats, and dust sprites. Killing dust sprites has a 50% chance of dropping coal, which is an extremely valuable resource. Once you reach floor 50, there's a chest with tundra boots which give 2 defense and 1 immunity. You will need these boots on floors 51 to 59 as ghosts will begin to spawn which do massive amounts of damage. Also on floor 51, diamonds will begin to spawn, which are one of the highest selling gems in the game. On floor 60, there's a chest with a crystal dagger as well as another body of water. Here, the ghost fish and ice pip can be caught. On floor 70, the chest contains a master slingshot which does twice as much damage as a normal slingshot. On floor 70, the theme changes once again from the frozen earth floors to the frozen castle floors. These floors contain a new enemy, skeletons, which can throw bones from a distance as well as hit you from close range. Just like on floors 1 to 39, minecarts can be found from floors 49 to 70. These minecarts are on floors 52, 58, 68, and 78, which drop 6 coal each. Frozen geodes are also found on floors 40 to 79. These can contain different artifacts and minerals than regular geodes. Upgrading your pickaxe is extremely important for getting deeper in the mines. At this point, you should at least have a copper pickaxe, but upgrading it to steel will help tremendously. On floor 80, there's a chest with Firewalker boots. These give 3 defense and 3 immunity, which will help you fight a ton of new enemies. Red slimes, lava bats, lava crabs, shadow brutes, shadow shamans, metalheads, and squid kids are all introduced in the next theme, the lava floors. On floor 81, gold begins to spawn, which is needed for tons of upgrades and crafting recipes. A new resource, fire quartz, begins to spawn as well, which is needed for the community center. On floor 90, there's a chest with an obsidian edge sword, which is a huge damage upgrade from the steel small sword. On floor 100, there's a chest with a star drop. This is most commonly the first star drop unlocked out of the 7 total. Star drops increase the player's max energy by 34 permanently. Every star drop collected adds an additional 34 to max energy, meaning more energy available at the start of each day. In addition to the chest, there's a lava lake on this floor. In this lake, the lava eel can be caught, one of Stardew's hardest fish. On floor 110, the theme changes from the lava floors to the crimson floors. On floor 110, there's also another chest. This chest contains space boots, which give 4 defense and 4 immunity. These will be needed as you traverse down the last 10 floors. Just like floors 1 to 79, minecarts can be found on floors 80 to 120. These minecarts are found on floors 92, 98, 108, and 118 and drop 6 coal each. Magma Geodes are also found on floors 80 to 120. These can contain rare artifacts and minerals needed for the museum. Mushroom floors can be found anywhere from floors 81 to 119 and contain a large amount of purple and red mushrooms. At the bottom of the mines is the chest with a key. This key unlocks the Skull Caverns in Calico Desert, which is a harder version of the mines and can be reached after unlocking the bus, as well as Junimo Kart, a mini-game located at the saloon. Skull Caverns is one of the most important areas of Stardew Valley. It has tons of resources required for perfection. You can reach Skull Cavern after reaching the bottom of the mines and either finishing the Community Center Vault or the Jojo Mart bus development to gain access to Calico Desert. Skull Caverns requires a lot of prep going into it for the first time. Ideally at this point you have a gold pickaxe, a decent amount of food, a sword that does at least 25 damage, and bombs. The Desert Trader also trades very valuable gear for Skull Caverns. Some of his stock he offers daily, such as Spicy Eel, Triple Shot, and Bombs, while some of his stock is only available on a certain day of the week, like Magic Rock Candy on Thursdays, Cheese on Fridays, and Staircases on Sundays. These items are a necessity due to the aggressive monsters in Skull Caverns. Serpents, purple slimes, iridium bats, pepper wrecks, iridium crabs, mummies, and carbon ghosts can spawn on any floor. A new ore, iridium, also spawns in Skull Caverns. Iridium is needed to get max tool upgrades. Getting as much iridium ore as possible is a great goal to set, as it's one of Stardew Valley's most valuable resources. Iridium ore also has a chance of dropping a Prismatic Shard, which can be converted into a Galaxy Sword. This is done by holding a Prismatic Shard and walking in the middle of these 3 pillars above the Desert Trader. The Galaxy Sword does 60 to 80 damage, which will help you stay alive for as long as possible. An interesting mechanic of Skull Caverns is that there are no elevators, so floor progress resets every time you leave Skull Caverns. Due to this, the deeper you go, the more resources will spawn. Another unique mechanic of Skull Caverns is that time moves slower. This helps you progress further than you would in the same amount of hours in the regular mines. To help a player get as many floors at a time, there are both ladders and shafts, which have a chance of appearing from breaking rocks. Ladders drop a player 1 floor, while shafts randomly drop a player between 3 and 15 floors. This means you can make much faster progress with some good shaft luck. A way to break rocks faster is using bombs and explosive ammo. Since bombs don't use any energy and blow up multiple rocks at a time, they make getting down floors much easier. Most experienced players use explosive ammo due to how fast they detonate. Explosive ammo can be bought at the Adventurers Guild after reaching combat level 8. It can then be loaded in either a slingshot found on floor 40 of the regular mines, or a master slingshot that's found on floor 70 of the regular mines. Skull Caverns also have a chance for 3 unique floor types to spawn in addition to the normal floors. The first is an Infested floor, which is exactly the same as an Infested floor in the regular mines. A ladder will spawn after all monsters are defeated on this floor. The second is a Prehistoric floor, which has a chance to spawn Fiddlehead Fern, which is needed to complete the community center, as well as a dinosaur type enemy, a Pepper Rex. The Pepper Rex has a chance to drop a dinosaur egg, which when put in a big coop or a deluxe coop's incubator will hatch a baby dinosaur in a few days. This dinosaur will grow up to be able to lay dinosaur eggs, which are very useful. Pepper Rexes also drop a variety of artifacts needed for the museum. The third unique floor is a treasure room. This contains a chest with a random item in it. A fun trick with treasure rooms is that they always have a secondary ladder, so there's a small chance that a shaft will appear on these treasure floors. After reading Secret Note 10, the player will receive a letter from Mr. Key with instructions to get to floor 100 of Skull Caverns. After completing this quest, the player is gifted Iridium Snake Milk, which gives a permanent 25 health boost as well as 10,000 G in the mail the next morning. The Volcano Dungeon is one of the most difficult areas in Stardew Valley, but mastering it will allow you to create the greatest tools in the entire game. In order to unlock the volcano, you need access to Ginger Island first. You can unlock Ginger Island after completing either the Community Center or Jojo Mart Restoration and repairing the boat in Willie's back room using 200 hardwood, 5 Iridium bars, and 5 battery packs. After reaching Ginger Island and giving a golden walnut to the parrot in Leo's hut, a magma sprite will lead you to the Volcano Dungeon. Before arriving at the volcano, it's very important to bring gear. Here's what you need. A Galaxy Sword or Lava Katana is a must-have, along with an Iridium Pickaxe, plenty of high-energy food, triple shot espresso, spicy eel, bombs, a slingshot with explosive ammo, and a watering can. The watering can is needed for entering the mines inside the volcano as there's a lava lake that blocks the entrance. A watering can can also be used within the dungeon to cross any lava you encounter. A handful of new monsters also appear in the volcano. These are the hardest enemies in the entire game. Magma Sprites, Magma Sparklers, Tiger Slimes, Magma Duggies, Lava Lurks, Hotheads, and Dwarvish Sentries can be found on any floor. A new ore type, Cinder, also appears in the volcano. Cinder nodes drop Cinder Shards, which are extremely important as they give weapon and tool upgrades. Treasure chests can be found which contain various rare items in them such as Cinder Shards, boots, and swords. Dragon Teeth can also be scattered around the floors which are used to build the island obelisk, which instantly teleports the player to Ginger Island. The volcano functions differently than the regular mines as there are no ladders. One exit is randomly placed on each floor. This will lead you to the next floor. There are 10 total floors in the volcano, each getting increasingly harder. Sometimes the exit to a floor is blocked off by a gate. These gates can be opened by finding a pressure plate within the floor and stepping on it. There are 5 types of floors in the dungeon. Many of the floors are simply standard floors, but throughout the dungeon you will encounter various special floor types. The first special floor type is the shopping floor, located on floor 5. If you have the Dwarvish translation guide, the dwarf sells various items here. One of the items the dwarf sells is Cinder Clown shoes, one of the best boots in the entire game. The second special floor is the mushroom floor. This floor contains magma caps scattered around the floor and a new monster type, false magma caps, which come to life when a player gets too close. The third special floor is located on floor 9. This floor will always have a gate blocking the exit. Sometimes multiple pressure plates are needed to open this floor. The fourth special type is located on floor 10. Welcome to the Forge. Here, tools and weapons can be upgraded and enchanted to make them stronger and more efficient. There are tons of combinations players can do to make a weapon and tool set that works well for them. Weapons can be upgraded with gems and Cinder Shards. Each gem applies a different buff. 3 gems can be applied to each weapon so thousands of combinations can be made. Ruby adds a 10% damage bonus per level. Topaz adds +1 defense per level. Jade adds 10% critical damage per level. Emerald adds a speed bonus per level. Aquamarine adds 5% critical chance per level. Amethyst adds +1 knockback per level. And Diamond adds a random buff for a discounted price of only 10 Cinder Shards per level. Both weapon and tools can be enchanted with Prismatic Shards. This costs 20 Cinder Shards per enchant. A tool can be re-enchanted with another Prismatic Shard and 20 more Cinder Shards as many times as the player wants. I will be making a full video and doing a full breakdown on all the possible enchantments in the future, but this is my current loadout if anyone wants to replicate it. Swift on both my pickaxe and axe to increase the speed, bottomless on my watering can so I never have to refill it. Auto hook on my fishing rod which automatically starts the fishing game when a fish is hooked. An archaeologist on my hoe for a better chance of finding artifacts. Rings can also be combined at the forge. 2 of the same ring cannot be combined, and once 2 rings are combined they cannot be combined with a 3rd ring, but they can be separated and recombined. For my first ring I combined a Savage ring and a Napalm ring to make Skull Caverns easier. These 2 rings combined cause both an explosion and a +2 speed buff after each enemy death. For my second ring I combined an Iridium band with a glowstone ring. This combination vastly increases both light and magnetism, making it much easier to see in dark places and collect ore from a distance. I also carry a 3rd ring in my inventory for coal farming. This ring is made from a burglar's ring and a hot Java ring. This combo gives me tons of coffee and coal whenever I kill a dust sprite. You can also fish at the volcano forge. Here the lava eel can be caught at a 50% rate. This is the best place to catch a lava eel as floor 100 of the mines has only a 1% chance of hooking a lava eel. 17 golden walnuts can also be found in the volcano. They can be found in crates, by killing monsters, and also by mining rocks and gems. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure to subscribe for future guides, and of course, I'll see you in the next one.